What's good, everybody? Welcome to a new video. So this is the weekend review that I'm going to be doing. I think it's been about 8 or 9 days since I posted my last YouTube video, so I thought I would do a bit of an update on the accounts. So we've got two of the accounts on the Topstep 150k express funded accounts. So I've had roughly 10 to 11 trading days on here on both of the accounts. You can see some of the stats on here. So the first day was negative. Let's just go down actually. So I started off with 2 losing days, and then I basically got back the first day I lost, and then I had a really good day. But there's some good and bad to this, right? So I'm going to be fully transparent. As good as this is, it was actually a somewhat of a mistake, and I'm not actually that happy with what happened. So you'll see there's only 2 accounts. I made a mistake. I made a bit of a fat finger on one of my other accounts. And what happened is I had free e-minis on the account, and I actually ended up doing the opposite. It's going to sound really silly, but I basically had 3 DOMs on my screen, as you can imagine. And what happened is I was trying to go long, and with the market order, you can imagine 3 DOMs like this. I clicked long on 2 of the accounts and ended up actually getting out of those accounts and went to try go long on my 3rd account and ended up going short. It sounds silly, I know. And it was free e-minis and not micros. Cut a long story short, I ended up not realizing, because I didn't have my P&L on there, I thought it was free micros. And this is another thing that I'm going to sort of transition to, the reason why this sort of thing won't happen again. I was also doing other work tasks as well at the same time, which is just, hard to focus on multiple things at once. So, but in short, I took 2 trades in the morning on basically max loss. So my max loss normally is $180, right? 3 micros for 30 points. And I took 2 max losses, and I was like, that's fine. I'm going to just leave that account for the day. Looked at the P&L and it was down, basically hit my max loss, which is 3K. I then went to trade the next day. Because I was down 3K, I ended up using a mini again. And just had a bad day and ended up losing that account. So there's some good and there's some bad. I ended up having a really good day on the 2 express accounts because the same thing happened. I was using e-minis and not micros. So some good, some bad. And then I've been pretty consistent thereafter, basically just sticking to the rules. So as much as this doesn't look too great in the sense of, really a one big winning day. When I realized what I had done, and this was like a week ago now when I did this, so I'm still trying to piece together exactly. I know I fat fingered on my other account, and then the next day I tried to trade it with 1 or 2 minis, and it basically just didn't go well because you're revenge trading, right? Even me with experience, etc. You've only got to have one bad day where you're just not feeling it. And that was the day where I basically lost that account. So I lost, $150 on that account, as opposed to, losing 4,500 on my own capital. So there's some good, some bad. I'm pretty annoyed with myself for, doing that. But at the same time, since doing that, I have been really consistent with the 2 other accounts, right? So you can see, I think I've had 80% win rate on here somewhere. 80% win rate, okay? And we've had 2 losing days, basically. So 2 losing days and however many, 10 winning days on here. So, or 9 to 10 winning days. So at the stats at the moment, you could basically see the account is sitting at $3,260. I have hit the 5 winning days, so I can withdraw. I'm going to just let this one build up to possibly get the 30 days, where then I can just basically withdraw the full account. I will just show you the other account as well. It is slightly less. So there's just under $2,000 in this account, and I was planning on using the trade copier, but I've since decided not to. Purely, I don't want any mechanical issues that could be taken place by a software issue. I would rather be fully responsible on any issues that take place. Whereas if I'm using a integrated bot or something that's going to copy my orders, it might be brilliant, but at the same time, I just want to keep it simple. I don't want to overcomplicate things. It only takes me 2 clicks to get into a trade if I'm just using 1 micro per account. It's not, I just have 2 basically DOMs next to each other. So this account is slightly less. I basically didn't have as good of a day. So this one here, I think I realized halfway through what was going on. So this trade is a lot less. I think the other trade was 2.5K. Or I didn't, like I said, this was quite a while ago now, 10 days away, 10 days ago. So I think I just didn't take one of the trades that I did take on the other one, and obviously didn't get as much profit. But same sort of thing, 280, then minus 500, plus 140. Then it's been a nice constant, grind. I've been focused about the $200 a day, but the days where I've not hit 200, I haven't really been wanting to press it to kind of get to 200. I've kind of just said, if there's no trade there, I'm not going to push it just to try and get that 200. So you can see I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 days of $200. So this account I don't think is ready yet for a withdrawal. Not that I want to withdraw just yet, but I'm just to show you guys. So this one hasn't got the five days of, $200 or more. So these are the two accounts at the moment. So we've got basically 2,000 in one of them and 3,260. So about $5,200 in these accounts. So if my other account had if I had 5 winning days in my other account, I could essentially, withdraw half of this. So, about $2,600, which I'm not planning on doing that just yet. I want to try and get the 30 days of $200 to then basically take out the full account. So you'll see on Topstep's website, you can basically withdraw 50% as long as you've got 5 winning days of a net P&L of $200 or more. Once you've accumulated 30 winning days in your account, you unlock access to 100%. So that's kind of what I think I'm going to go for. Just purely the fact that, let's just round it up to about $5,000 in there at the moment, and I need about another 20 days of $200. So 20 times 200 will be 4,000, times 2 will be 8,000, plus the 5,200 I've currently got in there will be 13.2. Bear in mind, there'll be some days where I only get 100 to 120. There'll be some days I take maybe a couple of losses, so it's not going to be picture perfect. But if I can try and withdraw a full amount of like maybe 13k to 15k, something like that, I can either leave a couple grand in one of the accounts, or just transfer it out and basically put it into my live account and go from there. But that is the current sort of view of the accounts. Just full transparency on my other account that I did have, took a fat finger trade, and then aggressively, emotionally should I say, traded the next day with 1 to 2 minis on the NQ, and just didn't have enough risk and didn't have the right mental state to be trading. So that account I don't have anymore. I'm not really too bothered about going through another evaluation account just yet. Purely for the fact that I have 2 accounts already and I'm just working on these accounts. I also have personal funds if I want to trade. But at the same time, I have these 2 accounts that have essentially $9,000 of risk in them, maximum, $4,500 per account. So I don't really need to do too much. $9,000 is enough to trade for what I want to do. I only need to trade 1 to 3 micros. I made the mistake of using 3 minis, switching the ticker. I think I was trading a mini in the overnight session where the range was a lot less. So I was getting 5 to 10 point moves and just building the account up slowly pre-market. Didn't change over, had some sort of work task in the background, didn't pay attention. I'm not trying to make excuses, but at the same time, like I say, it's just one of those things you have to sort of make sure you're fully focused at all times, which I'm going to make another video on this, but I am officially going full time as a trader on the 5th of September is my last day at work, so I will be able to dedicate my resources fully to this, so that will be a lot better, and that's kind of why I'm just taking it a little bit more stable with the steady growth and not going too crazy with not that I wanted to use minis in the first place, but just using micros. And this is kind of what the growth should be like when I'm using my micros, go for those $200 to $300 days. So that's kind of a bit of an update. I will probably do another update in the week's time. I haven't really had a chance to do many recordings in terms of the live streams, but once I obviously go full time, I will have more time to be able to do the recordings and spend more time doing sort of the promotional stuff. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, and links for the room, Discord room, etc. will be below. And other than that, guys, I will see you all in a new video.